So welcome to episode 6 of the Unit 3 Boxing Podcast. Today my guest is Siobhan O Leary. Siobhan is a Kerry woman living in Limerick, training in Dublin. She just moved house and has just completed a master's. So we're going to talk a lot about that today. So Siobhan is due to make her professional debut on Saturday the 24th of November on the Celtic Clash 7 show in Drimnagh. Siobhan, you are very, very welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, Niall.
So that whole mouthful of your bio, so kind of one thing I hear a lot about is people saying they don't have the time, to do what they really want to do and pursue their dreams.
Yeah.
Do you want to quash all that right now?
Yeah, look, listen, I think, like we were just speaking about it a second ago, I think for me, when people say I don't have the time, I don't have the time, I don't have the time, to me that's all an illusion.
Yeah.
If you want to do something, if you want to chase something, or if you want to achieve something, you will make the time. You know what I mean? Yeah, I have a very busy life. I do. And I suppose there is times where I do have to make sacrifices in other areas of my life to maybe do a boxing thing, or maybe I have to make a sacrifice in my boxing life to spend time elsewhere. So, but I suppose for me, that this whole I don't have time is just absolute BS, to be honest. If you want it, you'll have it. So and I think it's really, really that simple. For me, it's that simple. There's no big formula. You set a goal, you achieve it, that's it.
Just a bit more about prioritising and
organising. Yeah, look, I think I am a person that is naturally quite organised. I'd organise, and in work, I suppose it comes out mostly in work, where I am really highly organised. But I suppose it's around time management as well. Like, I would know where I'm going, when, with who, what time I have to be there, and that that's kind of flowed over into my training life as well. Like, what I mean? I know when I'm going to my sessions, I know when I'm going, I know how long I'm going to be there, I know what I want to get done. There's a certain task that I need to do, I will work on that. Do you know what I mean? So I think it is about being organised. It is about, I suppose, planning your sessions as well, and it kind of spills into areas of all of my life, really. Like, you know what I mean? So. I like I said, as long as I know what I'm doing and where I'm going and what I need to achieve, it more or less gets done. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, it's hard sometimes. Yeah. It really is hard sometimes, because I have had to make sacrifices in terms of time I get to spend with my partner, or time I get to spend with my family or friends. But I suppose they're all so deeply, deeply supportive of what I'm doing. It makes it easier. So. I think there's for me, it's not that I have a big long-term goal. I mean, I live very much in the now, and I achieve what's in the now, and then I move forward.
Okay,
so
just one step at a time.
One step at a time. Yeah.
Brilliant. So as you mentioned there, so you're working in Limerick, so you're working in homeless services there.
Yeah.
Do you find that they're supportive of your other life?
Oh, 100%. I mean, especially my manager Trish, she's great. She really is great. And the team there, I work in homeless services in Limerick, like you said. And both Trish and the team are just brilliant. They really are. They're very supportive. And I suppose it's like myself and Trish do have to kind of manage and organise my time, and she helps with that as well, so it's great, but they've just been great, you know what I mean? And it is like another life, the whole boxing thing, but it's brilliant also. I might come in with a nick on my eye or a little mark on my cheek, and they're like, oh, you're boxing again? yes, I'm boxing again, so it's great, it really is. They're brilliant, and I couldn't do it without their support as well.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's important for me, I suppose, to let my workplace know that I'm grateful of that support.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Because I couldn't do it without being able to be flexible.
Yeah.
And I'm given that. Do you know what I mean? I'm given the kind of the flexibility that's needed in order to achieve in both worlds, both work and boxing. So that's great, really. It's brilliant.
So you're currently training up in SVG in Tala, under head coach Eddie Highland.
Yep.
So obviously you'll be doing some work with Tommy McCormick as well.
Yep.
But any kind of the social media stuff I look at, there's one person who's side by side with you on a lot of your training sessions. Yeah. That's Graham McCormick O'Shea, a fellow Irish prospect.
Yes.
How beneficial do you find having that training partner?
Oh, do you know what? It's invaluable, really. I mean, myself and Graham, actually, we know each other a good while, a good few years, because we were both in the same amateur club.
Corpus Christi.
Yeah, Corpus Christi in Limerick, So I think Graham and I would have known each other for a little while, you know, anyway. And then as Graham made his transition into pro boxing just over a year ago now, you know, I suppose I've very much followed his journey into it and been part of that as well. We always trained together anyway. You know, we would have, I suppose we would have a very similar mindset in certain things, not all things, Graham, but in certain things we do have a similar mindset, especially I suppose in terms of discipline and dedication. You know, and you know, we would definitely be proponents of hard work. Hard work, dedication, you know what I mean? And I don't thank Floyd Mayweather for that, but because it's true, do you know what I mean? You know, so Graham and I would definitely be two people that bounce off each other and we motivate each other, and we definitely have, he's definitely helped on my journey into pro boxing as well, you know, because obviously Graham made the link for me to Stephen Sharp and things like that, you know, so yeah, he wrecks my head sometimes, you know, but he's alright, like, he's a cool guy. You know?
And then along with that, then I saw some of your sparring, so obviously sparring Carl McDonald, there was a big fight coming through, and I saw some sparring with Dermot Duffy, who's phenomenal as well.
Absolutely,
so how have you found that level of sparring in terms of helping you prepare then for the professional route? Yeah,
do you know what, I think being put in with Carl and Dervla, you know, it's been absolutely, again, invaluable to my preparation, because you can't buy that experience. I mean, obviously Dervla speaks for herself, like she's a multi-time Irish champion, you do know what I mean, and she has the experience, you know, the worldwide experience as well from amateur boxing. And Carl as well, then, like, Carl has a very quick jab, and I found out that very quickly when I was sparring him, you know. So I mean, I'm just grateful that I'm getting the opportunity to get in the ring with these people and test myself and know that I can stand there with them as well, do you know what I mean, and build my own confidence and build my skill, because do you know what, I learn by doing, you know, and I learn by going wrong, you know, and I learn by getting hit.
You get feedback
from boxing. You know, and then the feedback you get in boxing is a punch, so sometimes it hurts, do you know. So I mean, I think being in there with people of that calibre, you know, it's been absolutely brilliant for my preparation and being able to build my own confidence and build my own skill set and skill level and stuff like that. And then having the I suppose, the breakdown after, you know, talking to Carl, after talking to Dermot, after talking to Eddie after.
And that's actually as valuable as sparring.
Absolutely. You know, just talking about certain movements and, you know, moving your hand in a certain place, or especially my feet sometimes kind of, you know, it took me a long time to settle down on my feet, like, which is more of a pro boxing style, settling down your feet, you know. So I had to do a bit of work there, like, you know what I mean. So with, like, being able to kind of have that feedback after and that breakdown, kind of, you know, picking things apart, you know, it's been brilliant, like, you know. So yeah, it's been good.
And then tell me a little about what it's been like working with a professional coach then, so in terms of Eddie Highland. So what has he brought to the game?
I think for me, Eddie's definitely, like, his style of coaching and my style of learning have definitely gelled.
Oh, brilliant.
They've definitely gelled, you know. I mean, obviously we're still learning about each other, you know, and I think as we learn more about each other, you know, each other's personalities, each other's style of learning, style of teaching, things like that, you know, the bond as a trainer and you know, an athlete will get stronger, of course, I suppose. But I think just knowing Eddie, I think I'm with the club maybe 3 or 4 months now, you know. I think he's very much taught me about movement of my feet, very much taught me about, it's not, for me it wasn't about slowing down my shot, because I thought it was about slowing down. It's not about slowing it down, but it's more, it's picking shots, it's setting traps, it's things like that, you know. And I suppose Eddie's brought my brain to more chess than checkers, do you know what I mean, to use that line, like, you know. So and it's about, I suppose he's taught me that you don't have to be going in with 50,000 million shots and getting the head popped off you as well at the same time, do you know what I mean? So he's worked a lot with me with defence, you know, and my upper body movement he's taught me a lot about, you know. And but I'm still getting there. I still have, I suppose that's what motivates me with the boxing. I learn every single time I have a session with Graham, with Eddie, with Carl, with whoever. I learn something new. I learn something, and I suppose if I didn't have that, I don't think I'd do it. I don't think I'd be as interested and as motivated and as invested, I suppose, because I'm very, very invested in boxing, you know. So, and I think you have to be, you know, in order to achieve any sort of success, maybe, I think you have to be fully 120% invested, like, you know. And I suppose that's what Eddie has you know, instilled in me, that, you know, it's okay. Progress might be a little bit slow, but it's okay. You're learning. You're learning every time you come up. You're learning, like, you know. So, yeah, it's been great, and you know, I you know, going forward, I know it's only going to get better. You know, so that's
as that bond grows.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because you know, I'm under no illusions, like, do you know what I mean? You know, you have to spend time with people in order to build a bond and build an understanding. Do you know what I mean? Like, I see Graham and Eddie and Graham and Karen, and the relationships there are just they're excellent. Like, you know, I mean, there's like each knows, you know, what the other wants and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? And to build a bond like that, it takes a while. I understand that. Like, you know, we're human beings at the end of the day, so it's going to take a little while. But yeah, it's building nicely, and we're getting on very well. Eddie's a bit annoying as well sometimes, but it's okay. You know, I'm putting up with a lot of annoying people, but it's grand, you know.
You have to let them have to come back now at some
That's a way. They come back and punch me in the head, so it's fine.
And then, so what would a typical week of training? So you're in Limerick, so you're driving up to Dublin now, which is kind of, you know, quite a commute as well. But
it is.
You do a lot of 5Ks and.
Yeah, I do. I suppose before I kind of started the pro kind of training, I said officially, I was doing a lot of short runs, sprints, and then Eddie said to me, he said, you're going to have to do longer runs, to build your stamina, build your endurance and stuff like that. Stuff like that. So I have been, longer runs have come into my training a lot more now, and you know, I'm really feeling the benefit.
Yeah.
Because I hate running. I hate it. Oh God, I hate it. I hate running, Eddie. I hate it. But I do it, you know.
He's going to make you do more.
I know, right? But anyway, yeah, I really hate running. So it was kind of a thing. Like, I'd run for max 25 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Try and get the 5K done under that anyway. Do you know? So, but I mean, a typical week for me would be Dublin twice a week. So usually it would be Monday and Friday.
Okay.
So that's after I finish work on a Monday, I leave straight away. You know, I have all my stuff ready from the night before everything is organised, so I just leave from work straight away, and I drive up, I get to SPG about 6, and then we do a session. And then during the week, if Graham's around, I'll do a good few sessions with Graham, but obviously Graham's in camp now as well, like he's preparing for his own fight, so he actually goes up to Dublin on a Wednesday anyway, like, so. But I would always train with Graham on Tuesdays. Tuesday mornings we would run, Tuesday afternoon, then we would train together again. And then I suppose on the Wednesday and Thursday, no week is ever the same, to be honest with you. Excuse me. You know, so because of work and because of, I suppose, other life commitments, you know, spending time with my partner, spending time with my nephew, spending time with my family, spending time with my friends.
Your dog.
My dog. Puddles. He's a lovely Dalmatian. Check him out on my Instagram. Anyway, he's gorgeous. But like, obviously every week is different then. Yeah. Because I have other, like, I have to make sure that the boxing isn't just everything, like, you know, there has to be a balance, you know, and I think because of that balance, I tend to enjoy it a lot more, you know, because I'm looking forward to going training, and like, there hasn't been a training session yet that I've gone, I do not want to do this, I do not want to be here, and I think, for me, I can only put that down to having and trying to achieve a balance anyway. Like, I don't always, don't get me wrong, my partner will tell you I train too much, you know, but, you know, and I have to do all the paraphernalia with it, like the social media stuff, I do all that a bit too much, but, you know, I think for me, it is definitely something that, if I have that balance, I'm enjoying it a lot more, you know, so, like, I might train one morning and then take the afternoon off, you know, just take the afternoon off, you know, take the dog for a walk, go for, you know, lunch with me, with my partner, or something like that, like, you know, so, and that to me, it reinvigorates me for the next session, you know, so it's, again, I wouldn't say I ever have a typical week's training, because they're all so different, you know.
Just the typical kind of running, sparring, pads,
well obviously, at the beginning I did a lot of pads with Eddie, a lot of pads, you know, I suppose that was him getting to know me, getting to the way I moved, my bad habits, stuff like that. Like, you know, he did a lot of like studying the way my feet moved,
Okay.
stuff like that. Like and I suppose I wouldn't do any strength sessions, to be honest. Maybe do one big one
Okay.
a week where I'd lift heavy,
Right.
just once a week,
Okay.
because I have to mind my back,
Okay.
mind my hips as well. Like you know what I mean. So I have to be clever about the way I train.
Mm.
I do run a lot now. I suppose I do. I run every day.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, most days. I think I do. Don't I? I don't on the days I go to Dublin.
Okay.
And the days I go to Dublin, all I do is go to Dublin.
Yeah. That's
And
the
train
priority.
in Dublin. Yeah. So like on a Monday or a Friday, I would train that morning. I'd work during the day, and I go straight there. Then I have a session.
Okay.
Then I'm not tired. I'm not getting up because if I'm to do a session in the morning before work, I get up at 5:30.
Okay.
So I'm in the gym for 6, 5:30, whatever it is. Spend about 45 minutes to an hour in the gym, do a run, either a short run or a long run, and then go to work for 8 hours, and then do another session after. Do you know, so it depends. I suppose myself and Graham do a couple of circuits, bag workouts, stuff like that. I would only do pads with Eddie, really. I would only do pads with Eddie, and then obviously when I'm up in Dublin, I spar.
Okay.
You know, so yeah. I mean, again, you do hit off the certain things you have to do, but I suppose every week it's different from every week. Still, like you know what I mean. So yeah.
Very good. Okay, so Siobhan, obviously with your training load,
Yeah.
it's going to bring potential injuries and tiredness and soreness. And so how do you manage that in terms of your recovery of your body?
Yeah, I suppose like I was saying, I do tend to kind of train clever. You know what I mean? I'm very aware of, I suppose, the impact of heavy training has on my body. And one way I use to help with that is my sports massage therapist, Michael Nowak, and he works out of Dual Nature Massage Therapy in Limerick. Mike is great. He really is great. He's magic. Myself and Graham call him Magic Mike.
Yeah.
He is just he really has kept me in tip top condition, you know. And I started actually seeing him about 6 months before I turned pro. So he's gotten to know me quite well, gotten to know my body, gotten to know which parts are banjaxed and which parts are good, you know. So, and he does a lot of alternative therapies, which I really like. You know, he does the cupping, he does the needling, he has this little stick thing that I can't think of it now, Mike, sorry. I can't think of the name of it, but it is amazing, whatever it is anyway. It's really helped my back.
Okay, wow.
Because I slipped a disc about 6 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's something I have to be continually managing, you know, because it does cause a lot of pain and stuff like that, like, you know. But Mike has just been magic. He's been really good. He really has, like, you know. And I suppose since I've started doing those therapies with Mike as well, my sleep has improved, because I'm not a person that sleeps very well.
Wow,
you know, I never have been. So, but for me again, it's down to my time management. You know, it's about making sure and managing my time on social media as well.
Yeah.
You know, managing that I'm not looking at a screen. Even though Maeve would say I'm looking at a screen all the time, that I'm not looking at it like half an hour before bed, an hour before bed, you know, because your brain's switched on then, so it takes a little while for you to turn off. So yeah, I have to manage that quite well. Mike helps me with the therapies and stuff like that. And again, like I was saying, it's about giving yourself that few hours off.
Yeah.
Like for me, not going straight from work straight to the gym, you know, going to meet a friend or just going for a walk in town or, you know, something like, instead of, you know. And it's about being able to switch the brain off from training, switch the brain off from work, switch the brain off from everything, and just be a robot for a while, like, do you know what I mean? And just go for a walk or just sit down at home, read a book, you know, listen to a book, whatever it may be, like, you know. So I think it's very much, I like to listen to my body as well. You know, if my body's telling me that it's too tired, I take a rest.
Brilliant, yeah.
You know, I really do, and I have to be able to listen to it, because I'm very aware that I'm an older athlete. I'm very aware that my body would be under a lot of stress, being working 40 hours a week and training. I don't know how many hours a week, a lot of hours a week, and the travel up and down to Dublin as well. Like, so I have to be mindful of that. You know, so and I think I'm getting better at it, you know what I mean? It's still something that's ironing itself out. It really is, you know. So I think the more camps I do, the more I get, the more the boxing weaves its way into my life, and we can get a bit more of a balance and stuff like that. The more time I can, you know, like reduce my time on social media and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Because I am very aware of that. You know, you do have to be on social media quite a bit. You know, the pro boxing, you do to promote yourself, things like that. But it can consume you.
No.
Because it does consume you. Do you know what I mean? So I have to be very aware of that. Because that for me adds, you know, because like social media has been known to raise cortisol. It's been known to cause you stress. So again, it's about me being mindful of that and being able to switch off. You know, being able to pick up a book, like a normal book, you know, and open a book and read it, because not many people read books nowadays. Do you know what I mean?
Kids probably don't know what you're
talking
about.
They're like, what is this paper thing? You know, so why did I swipe it? Do you know? So yeah, look, I think it comes back to balance for me. It comes back to listening to myself, and I suppose listening to my body and knowing when I need to just sit back and just relieve some pressure.
So on that point then, so you did mention books there and audiobooks, I'm sure you listen to in the car and stuff like that. So it's something we've kind of talked about before as well. So would you kind of read often? And if so, like what would be 2 or 3 books that you'd actually recommend maybe for athletes or coaches?
I get spurts of reading. Okay. So like I would read ferociously for 6 months and then I wouldn't read anything for like 6 months. Okay. Do you know what I mean? I'm going through a bit of a spurt of reading, and I've discovered my love of audiobooks. I'm just like, put the headphones in, drive the car, delighted. You know, so that's
a good use of time.
Absolutely, you know, and instead of like we were saying, instead of just sitting mind-numbingly in the car for 2 hours, you're listening to something that you're learning from, you're growing from, and you're instilling it into your body and your psyche and stuff like that, like, you know. So, but I mean, I suppose I recently discovered Ryan Holiday.
Amazing.
Oh, stop! Yeah. Man, these books blew me away, honestly. Like, so I read The Obstacle Is the Way first. Yeah. I kind of did it backwards because he also has Ego Is the Enemy. Yeah. And Ego Is the Enemy is definitely something that spoke to me. It really does. It really did speak to me, and it really did. I suppose there was parts in it and passages that I really identified with, and I suppose I have internalized, you know, and learned from, you know, and I suppose it helps me. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm quite self-aware anyway. You know, I've done a lot of work on myself, you know, and I don't mean to sound pretentious. I'm not that pretentious, you know, but do you know what I mean? Like, it's important for me to know when I'm doing something that isn't helping me. You know, like the excessive social media use. That doesn't help. It doesn't help your brain, it doesn't help you emotionally, it doesn't help your soul. Do you know, so to have a self-awareness around that takes a little time to build, you know, and I think reading stuff like those 2 books by Ryan Holiday has really helped. Okay, it's really helped ground you. And like The Obstacle Is the Way has definitely helped with like, you know, if you want to grow, if you want to move forward, you know, you're always going to come up against something that's going to, either somebody or someone or something that's going to go, no, you can't go that direction. If I want to go that direction, I'm going to go that direction. You know, you move through it.
Sorry, I think that book is going to help you massively.
I've read
this career path you're choosing, because with professional boxing, it's not going to be easy.
No.
It's going to be massive obstacles. You're going to have fights fall through and opponents pull out. And, you know, every Irish boxer has had it, you know what I mean? Richard Graham has had it, and he'll tell you horror stories, you know? So do you think books like that, and I suppose the support you said with people like Maeve and your work, do you think that will help you through these things?
Yeah, I think so. And to be honest, like I look at it, I think the book has helped in terms of stuff I can, like mantras.
Yes.
You know? So I like, the book has helped with that. I think personally I'm quite a determined person. You know, so I mean I've pushed through a lot of, I suppose, tough stuff in my life, you know, and I've managed to come out the other side and stuff like that. The books help me to remind myself that I can do it. The books help to ground myself. The books help to, I suppose, to internalize the things I already know, but I tend to forget when you leave yourself. So for me, the books have helped keep me grounded. Because when you're grounded and your feet are on the ground and you are in yourself, it's very hard to get distracted. It's very hard to get distracted from a goal or a plan or a thing you want to achieve, you know. So for me, the books have definitely helped over the past 6 months in reminding myself that I can achieve it. You know, you just you know, and there's no great formula. It's persistence, it's determination, it's discipline. you know, and it's, you know, that's it. Persistent, determined, disciplined work.
Yeah.
You know, and the persistence thing, I think, is particularly spoke to me.
It's the biggest one.
It's the biggest one. Even though you might get crap thrown at you, and people saying you can't do it, and fights falling through, and injuries, and whatever.
Going.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
You know, just keep going. It will happen. Believe it.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that definitely was part of the book that spoke to me, because that's how I've achieved things in the past. I've just kept going through. Don't get me wrong. No, I've fallen apart in times of my life, and I've fallen down and things like that. But I've managed to lift myself back up and dust yourself off, and on you go again. Like, you know, I think you do sometimes tend to lose sight of your goals, and you do sometimes tend to lose sight of what you're trying to achieve. But you know, I think when you're able to centre yourself and ground yourself in your body, you know, I think those goals and those, you know, sorry, there's loads of kids got really distracted. Sorry, my kids. Sorry.
So Siobhan, so you're currently sponsored by Functional Fitness, Michael Leary, PBC, Niall O'Sullivan Decors, and then Dual Nature, the Commercial Bar, and Eats of Eden in Limerick.
Yes.
And SPG Tala.
Yes, of course. Can't forget SPG.
Can't forget them. So how kind of important are sponsors to you then at this stage of your journey then?
Yeah, so look, for me, it's been absolutely, look, I couldn't do it without the support that I've gotten from my sponsors. I really couldn't do it without it, like, you know, and you know, they've helped me, obviously financially. They help with equipment and stuff like that, like, you know, making sure that I don't have to worry about certain things. You know, Functional Fitness in Limerick is the gym I train out of with Noel Bowen there. He's been absolutely brilliant. He helps me with my strength conditioning as well. Do you know, so again, it's good to be able to mine that bit of knowledge as well from people. You know, Eats of Eden in Limerick have been brilliant, because they're like a health food store as well. So Killian there has been great. And obviously all, like, Niall O'Sullivan Decors, Michael O Leary, PBC has been absolutely excellent. You know, he's helped me with a lot of equipment and stuff like that. So is Niall. And obviously Michael Nowak then at Dual Nature, you know, they're all, it's all part of it, like, and Rocky and the Commercial Bar in Limerick, you know, and it's, for me, it was really important to get sponsors from Kerry and Limerick. Brilliant. You know, in order to, you know, it's important for me to be able to, you know, and Michael O'Leary is actually from the village we're from as well, like, you know what I mean, so in Kerry, like, you know, so it's great, it really is great, like, do you know what I mean? And like, if I didn't have them, Niall, I wouldn't be able to do this. I wouldn't be able to.
It's not a very lucrative career.
Absolutely not. No, it's not. It's not. You know, and I think, you know, some people have said to me, "Oh, you're going to make loads of money." You're not. You're not. You're going to make loads of money. Not at the start, anyway. Do you know what I mean? So, and you know, with ticket sales and stuff like that, you do have to sell a certain amount of tickets. There's a little bit of pressure. Maybe there's a lot of pressure on other people, but there's a kind of a bit of pressure that you do feel to sell tickets and things like that, because, you know, I don't think people realise that sometimes you have to pay for your opponent and pay for their person and all that kind of stuff, like, you know, and that's, you know, that just is the way it is, like, and that's fine, you know. I'm not doing it for money anyway, to be honest. This isn't why I'm in boxing. This isn't why I've made this transition to pro boxing. It isn't something that motivates me, money or anything like that. I mean, what motivates me is the personal growth I get from boxing and the achievement of getting better at something that's very, very hard. Do you know, it is a difficult sport to be involved in. You know, because it is challenging physically, mentally, emotionally. It challenges you in every way possible. Do you know what I mean? And that's where I get fulfillment, and that's why I do it. You know, overcoming that challenge and going through that obstacle again. Like, you know, so, and I suppose to come back to the sponsors, without them, I just simply couldn't do it. I simply could not do it, you know. So I think I'm very grateful and very humbled to be, you know, to be given this opportunity by my sponsors and to be supported by them to move forward in this journey, you know. And I guess it's important for me to say that. It's important for me to mention that, you know, and to be able to, you know, to let my sponsors know that I'm grateful for it, you know, and bring them along with me on the journey, you know. So, you know, so it's, they've been absolutely excellent.
And so, what kind of tips would you have then for maybe a young pro or, you know, a young amateur boxer in terms of attracting sponsors then? Because there's a way to do it, there's a way maybe not to do it.
Yeah. I suppose, I mean, for what way to attract us? So you have to, I suppose, there is like a very, I suppose, plain way of looking at it. You have to be a marketable product. Yeah. You have to be. You know, somebody must look at you and go, right, I want to invest in you. Why? Give them a reason why. You know, so I suppose when I approach my sponsors, I spoke to them each personally. Okay. You know, I sent an email around. You know, I sent an email like when I spoke to them personally. You know, they would, well, what do you need? And I said, well, do you want me to break it down for you? And like, what kind of equipment is needed and the cost and stuff like that. Like, so that's what I did. I broke it down into manageable bits.
So they can see where their money is going,
where
their time is going.
Basically, that's it. You know, I think when people can see that, you know, this is what I'm investing in, you know, then there's more of a, I suppose, a willingness to invest. And I suppose with the social media aspect of the pro boxing as well, you know, you have to make sure to mention our sponsors and in your posts and stuff like that. And I would call into my sponsors a lot, you know, and you know, have a chat with them and just let them know how progress is going and stuff like that. Like, you know, so there is, I suppose, there is a personal side to that you have to try and fulfill as well, like, you know, and in order to try and keep people interested and keep people on board with you. You know, you have to be willing to invest that part of yourself as well, you know. And I suppose for me it was about investing in, I suppose, what I'm trying to do. And I suppose for me what I'm trying to do is to, you know, let people see that you don't have to be doing something forever. You don't have to be doing something for all your life to be good at it. You know, you can pick things up. You know, I picked up boxing 6 years ago. Do you know, so you can fall into things and you can stumble into things and still be quite, you know, be successful. Yeah. You know, and achieve. Well, look, I mean, we're still achieving. We're still in that progress for me personally. Like, but I suppose I would love for people to realise that you don't have to be bred into something. You don't have to be.
And sorry, you only started boxing at 29?
Yeah. I did a white collar thing reluctantly as well, you know. So I didn't think I'd be any good at it, and I just fell in love with it. Wow. I just absolutely fell in love with it. It was with my last my amateur club, Corpus Christi. They were doing a white collar event, and Jeff and Declan, the coaches there, asked me to do it, and I was like, no, why would I be boxing? You know, and so I did it, and I just absolutely fell in love, absolutely hooked into it.
It's never too late to start anything.
I don't think so. I don't think. Listen, age, ability, willingness, all of that stuff is irrelevant. It's irrelevant, you know. Even if you're not willing to do something, just try it. Yeah. Just try it, because you don't know what way your mind is going to react, you don't know what way your body's going to react, you don't know what way your soul is going to react to doing something that you're not used to. You know, and for me, I wasn't used to that type of sport, you know. I wasn't like, I played sports growing up and stuff like that. I was never one for team sports, never. I'm just not a team sport person, you know. So, and then when I tried boxing, it clicked something in my brain. It really did, you know. And it spoke to me in terms of how, you know, the discipline it requires, you know, the hard work it requires, and what it teaches you about yourself, you know, and how you can go through a plateau and then just spike, and you find you're actually quite good at something, but then you're in this big long plateau again, you know, because that's the way boxing is, you know, and that's the way I think my progress through it. I plateaued, I spiked, I plateaued, I spiked, I plateaued, I spiked, you know what I mean?
Each plateau was higher than the last one?
Yeah, absolutely, because you're adding these new skills onto your tool belt, you know, so you're always carrying the tool belt with you, you're just adding more skills to it. Do you know, so I suppose boxing for me was definitely something that I would have never thought of doing, ever. It wouldn't have entered my mind, it really wouldn't have, you know, because I just wasn't, like, I watched boxing, but I wasn't crazy about it, like, you know what I mean? So I think the opportunity I got in 2012 was, you know, it was certainly a change. It certainly changed my perception of it, certainly changed my, and it's changed the way I think about things as well. Like, you know, when you're that invested in a sport or that invested in somebody that helps you grow, you can't help but you know, grow yourself. You know, so I don't want to sound preachy, like, go box, right? It's brilliant, you know, so, you know, right?
Yeah,
you know,
course,
do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's definitely something that I will always say to parents, when I meet parents, you know, they will, like, a 7 or 8 year old, put them boxing. It'd be great for them.
Yeah.
Just put them boxing.
Confidence,
discipline, everything. You know, I have 2 little nephews, 3 little nephews now, and I swear they're all going to box. The whole lot of them, they're all going to box. Their mammies might want them to, but they will, you know. So yeah, I think it's definitely something that instills a lot of goodness. It really does, you know, and I suppose the values that you would find in boxing clubs and stuff like that, you know, of discipline and listening to your coach and respect and things like that, they definitely come from my value base. Yeah. You know, I would, you know, and
so transferable, aren't they?
They're transferable. They're life skills. You know what I mean? And you do find yourself feeling a little bit more confident as well, you know. So, and especially as a woman, like, you know, as a woman in a completely male-dominated sport, and I think it always will be to a certain degree. Do you know? So I think it's great to have, you know, a woman role model, you know, as Katie Taylor is. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's burst that ceiling. Yeah. You know, she's gone straight through that ceiling. You know what I mean? So
the path paved now for the likes of yourself.
I think so, and like, obviously other female athletes as well, like, but especially with boxing, like, Katie did pave the way.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, and I hope other small girls have seen that and they're doing it, and you can see it in our amateur scene with all the girls coming through. Like, there is some serious girls in the amateur scene. I mean, we're sending 6 killers to the
medal hopefuls there.
And listen, there's 6 killers. The 6 of them go to India for the World Championships. You know, so I mean, if you have 6 goals there, so I mean, you can't say that women's boxing isn't thriving when you look at that. You know, so I think the pro scene probably has a little bit to go because it is a smaller pool. It is a smaller pool, but that's just the way it is right now. You know, it's all a progress. You know, it's all something that's beginning to develop and stuff like that. Like, you know, so. You have to remember, boxing's been around a long time. Women are only coming in now, you know. So, yeah, it's you know, it's definitely something that I would recommend to anyone, even if it's just boxing fitness. Yeah. Just do it. Just try it. Just try it. You learn something about yourself. You learn something about the sport. You learn something overall, really, like, you know. So yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah. Siobhan, I've really enjoyed this.
Cool, so far.
And I cannot wait to see you on Saturday the 24th of November in Drimnagh.
Yes.
Okay. So
Thank you.
So
Thanks,
much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Cheers.